Got some interesting mail today, kid, and unfortunate mail that is forcing the idea of family closer and further at the same time. So, I never wanted to make a video. Obviously, no parent wants to make a video about the possibility of taking one or the other to court because, you're supposed to be working together for a child. And currently, what we have is 50-50. While we have 50-50, I am actively invested in your health, the public health, and your mom's health, even her parents. I have an active role in making sure that people know who I am and know who they are with a certain degree of transparency. It's very important. People need to know who we are. People need to know that's how we survive as a as a country, as a nation, as a people. We only survive because of how much we know and understand each other. It's a magical thing, kid. That's why being in the service, like what I do every day, is so magical. Because you can just make food and you made a huge difference on one person's day. And if you make really good food all day, you made a big difference today. If you were open, like we are currently open in our store, and you keep them safe, and they know you keep them safe. How do they know I keep them safe? When they see this, when they see me not going to the barber shop to make sure that I don't have as many stop offs, increasing my risk of transmission on my way back to work, to them, to service. It's not hard to imagine getting sick if you keep deviating. And while I work for the federal government, I'm not risking it. If the federal government's my baby, I'm not risking my baby. If the state currently, like under Greg Abbott, is choking people to go and vote at like two places per county or whatever, that's bad for everyone. So when the state's doing bad things, I'm aware. When the federal government is doing bad things, I'm aware, and when I take precautions for state level, mayor, county level, Amber Alerts, everything. I'm taking everything into account, kid, and to everything I say, everything I do, have always been this way. And sometimes I like to just shut it all off. I would love to be at home with my child and holding you and watching you light up and eating your food and laughing and giggling. I want that too. I do. I think it's still in the cards for me. But someone is actively trying to work against me right now. I'm really, really sorry, kid, that I've failed your mom and you so badly to the point where even when I try to move on, it's too much. And I now I see that it is. When I got some mail today, and I'm getting sued by your mom again. But I have to tell you that this is the last time. This is the last time I let it go unanswered. I mean, no, the last time was the last time. And I warned her what would happen if she threatened me again. This is not a threat. This is, unfortunately, I have the paperwork right next to me, kid. It's a lie after a lie after a lie after a lie. And she shouldn't have been paying attention at all. Well, my videos are lengthy, kid. For you, I do a podcast format so you can go to sleep, be comfortable, pause, walk away, come back, and your dad's still having a conversation with you. Even if I'm not here anymore. That's the point. Yeah, Sometimes I'm critical of your mom, but it's only because she's right there with you, and I have to tell you what's going on, what happened in the past, so you're not confused about why maybe one day you're so hurt and you can't understand what's going on. She's still human. She makes mistakes and all this stuff, and it's so sad. But we all have to make our choices. She's made a choice after I warned her that the next time I would fight her. This is it, kid. And unfortunately, my life is about to change again. So I have options. This title is probably gonna be building a legal case. So I'm gonna read to you what your mom put down on paper about me, and she wants a protection order from I believe it said sexual, domestic violence, as if we were still together somehow, as if we were in the same state somehow, as if anything I say in a video that she never had to watch, no one told her to, take a threat that was meant for anyone who would dare hit you personal. She took it personal. And she should take it personal because she does have you, and she should take it as seriously as I do. I honestly thought she would agree, if anything, because she fought me for you, so I know she would do the same. But when I say it about other people who might hurt you, it's a no no. When I say I would fight family for you, that's a no no for her. Kid, I just want you and your mom to be happy. And I don't think she's ever going to be happy. She's threatened me again. This is not nothing, kid. This is like these are legalities. A protection order would affect our agreement and stuff, and we have 50-50 right now. And I have given up the fight. You're with her. Unofficially and officially, when I cut her off and just kept giving her child support like I am now, that should be it. She should just accept that there's money and she can't have me back. And chasing what we had or following videos I make for you or anyone is a choice. I am not making her look at her past. She's supposed to be focusing on her future. If she has time to watch a 40-minute video to find the one, like the 1%, or the in some videos 10% that I end up talking about her and taking it personal, that's her prerogative. However, that does not make what I'm saying illegal. None of it. I've never lied to you, kid. And what I read is kind of heartbreaking because I have proof, and she has her record now. I can't do anything about that record. I've protected her from my state by not helping with the investigation. That's my duty, but it comes out of my hand when she forces me to court like I'm about to go to do. It's no longer in my hands. What I want no longer matters. What she wanted, if she wanted to be an innocent woman and still have you and blame me for everything, she's now ruined that too. She was getting paid. She had basically virtually 100% custody, and she had my well wishes. What has she done with them? She goes on my Facebook, watches my videos, picks out the couple things that are just vague enough to be considered a threat, and threatens me with it to demean the contract that we agreed together last year to uphold 50-50. And now I've got these problems where I can no longer be there for you physically. I cannot. The federal government needs me. And it doesn't matter to her. It doesn't matter what my reasoning is. It doesn't matter how much I've invested in other people. Even if there are other kids who do need my help way more than you do, because she's supposed to be okay. I backed off so she could have a life. So here we go. Unfortunately, your dad was serious when he told her, he warned her the last time. I warned your mom. You wouldn't get away with it the next time. Alyssa, you're not getting away with it. Not this time. Nope. Let's see. So I'm gonna read it real quick, just for context, what she wrote here. There you go. Nope. Who's that name? Not mine. I don't litigate against your mother. Never happened. Why would it? Unfortunately, now my hand is forced because if I don't cooperate now, when one of our states has already put forward the paperwork to arrest her for harassment, and this is further proof of harassment now. No one told her to be on my Facebook account making problems where there were none. The videos were for you in case I fucking died. Just in case. There is no better way to make sure you have a stake in your child's future than what I just did. A completely innocent thing. I didn't see a single other person have a problem with it. My comments are always open. My videos are a public display. If people had a problem and thought it was illegal what I was talking about, and thought that it was so wrong that I shouldn't be leaving a message for like a message like that for a child, even my own child, they would have said something. And people have been talking to me. People have been helping me out with stuff and talking to me and encouraging me to do this because it's good for you. It's good for me to be a part of your life, even when I know I can't be there. Sucks, but that is what your mom elected for this family to become. And she's mad that now that I'm moving on in a healthy way. So this is what she wrote. And this is really sad because I'm about to prove all of it wrong in this video. And for the legal defense that I'm gonna prepare for, I'll un I might private this video or whatever and then release it public just so for my son to realize what it takes to build a case against someone or tear down someone else's claims. It's very important that I teach my son this, apparently because his mom is a career offender of frivolous litigation. I have been served with like 10 documents intended to limit my authority, power, equality, and freedom. My liberties have been taken away already. I cannot own a firearm in a state that's supposed to be so free, Texas. Abuse. What abuse was going to occur when I'm stuck over here in lockdown, working, and then she gets the money that I get? And when that money's not going to her, it's going to you, kid. I bought a mask. It's a pretty nice one. You would love it. Okay. When I read this, I was like, I'm so sad. I was so sad because every single bit of it is refuted in the very videos she would put forward as evidence. I don't even have to put forward anything in the case for discovery. When you go to when you go to present a case and you have to provide evidence to the other counselors, it's called discovery, and that's when you get to find out what they have on you, and they get to find out what you have on them. Kid, I have all the evidence because I have all the videos. And had she waited like 5 seconds after she felt insulted, she would have seen that I walked back on a lot of statements. And it's really too bad because this is the worst part. I refuted everything she has put down on a lawsuit in the same video she's reporting me for. So let's get on with this. Defendant stated on video addressed to our child, mind you, kid. I addressed all of it to you, and she's addressing it right now, so she knows it was not intended for her. Although she could have had access to it just like anyone else, like I said before, like anyone can watch. I and I'll get into why she can, even though she's one of the only people I shouldn't let. I'll get into that in a second. Video addressed to our child, directed at me. If you do, quote, if you do anything I don't want, I'll kill you. And that's not paraphrased. That's just that's just quotations that she put down as if it's a true statement. And then I say, apparently, quote, no second thoughts. Yes. And right after that, there's something else in the video about hitting innocent children, defenseless children. There are no regrets for an action defending an innocent child. And I even go on to say, even when you have to defend your family against other family, that was the lesson I was trying to impart on you, that you may have to fight your own family, kid, for your others of your own family. Younger ones typically do get stepped on. Look at her sister, man. God, her sister got beat. She's like, please don't hit me. Last time I saw her, she said that out loud. It broke my heart. And that's why I asked her if she would ever hit you. And she said yes. So he has made comments about my health before. Oh, my death before. Stating he would stand over my bones and changing his relationship status on Facebook to widowed. She clearly forgot that I lost a girlfriend before her, and forgot that I had a post about that gets rid of that immediately. So the quote that she did, the if you do anything I don't want, I'll kill you, no second thoughts, I already explained that. It's family defends family. It does not matter who it is. It's an extreme point, but I needed you to know I meant it. And we're going to go to court and battle this anyway, kid. So we're going to see how it shakes out. If a judge would agree with that, he wouldn't disagree, probably. Not right around now with all the stuff going on. Ugh, that is. How can she turn something so innocent into this? I feel threatened because he's in another state making videos that I didn't have to watch, but I was compelled. Now I'm afraid because he would defend my son against even me. That's what that means, kid. I literally said that. That's what that means. I would defend you against her. It's pretty much the point of these videos. That my living defense will be living immortal after I'm gone. And I hope some of my friends start to realize, like, this is real. Guys, she ruined my life. If any of my friends watch and didn't care to say anything the first time, I'll go ahead and explain this real quick before I finish that stupid statement. Her freedom is no longer on the line now. It is in jeopardy. It is just straight up. She has, with this statement, perjured herself beyond the point in which I could have protected her. It's over. I protected her the first time because we had an agreement to honor. She did this after the agreement was already signed and dotted and we were supposed to be moving on and healthy and happy. That's all we needed to do. All we needed to do was move on. Ladarius, Kate, Meg, Eric, Lewis, people, Alan, John, people who know me and knew her, and she was happy. Whatever is going on right now is not healthy. No one lies this much and can be fact checked in the very same evidence that they present and can be considered mentally stable. And I try to reach out to my friends, and the people who didn't listen the first time, listen now. I never wanted to go through this. What's the point of being human if we can't work together? My idea was that we could have worked together even now, even when I had to protect her from the authorities here on the Texas side. Who else was going to do it? Who else was going to do it? Who other allies did she think she had in this house when the cops came knocking that she didn't burn on her way out? My grandparents raised that child with me, lost a fortune in legal fees that I could never pay back. What else did she say? Standing on her bones, my bones. She phrases it as if I was talking about her. You can go back on Facebook and look at this comment. In fact, I can pull it up. I should pull it up on my phone right now, so people can see that I haven't changed it in since 2019, a year ago. In no January. That's almost 2 years ago. It was January the 14th, 2019, when I made that comment. And I made that, yeah, a comment on a post. And you know what it said? I mean, you can look it up. So 2019, look up grave, look in my history, and you can find it yourself. It says, standing over you or your parents' graves long after you're gone and offer forgiveness. She can change anything to be anything because she's a liar. That post is there. And in the post itself, it says something like, I don't post to be petty. I had a widow. The girl I was with before her, and she wants to read into what she wants to read into. But using it against me like this, forcing me to pay another couple grand that should be going to the kid that she's putting forward as well, and she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose and have to pay both of ours, and it might just be my child support she's using. The 200 and so 262.52 that she gets a month from me. Maybe I paid to get sued. I paid her to sue me, basically. If that's the case, she didn't lose anything, or I'm just getting paid back, basically. But even if that's the case, that money doesn't go to my family. What else did she say? The widowed thing, yeah, I just explained that. She's so self-centered. How could she forget that I was broken and she helped me heal from a brain cancer death? And she thinks I'm talking about her, like she died. I made a reference to that a long time ago. That the real Alyssa died in my arms, and that was the truth. The day she rode off without my son and came back begging to have him because her father threatened her in that truck while she drove away without him, and she crumbled. She cried in my arms, lost all dignity because of her father intimidating her against me. Great dad. Happy great Father's Day thing. I'm glad she loves him so much. Where is he now? Last I heard, she was living by herself. And how did I have to hear that? You don't want to know. It wasn't Facebook. I don't look at her stuff, and I can prove it now in this video. It's really too bad. He has been convicted of assaulting me. He is, well, that part is like legitimate because I had to, like I said before in previous videos, I had to admit I was in the room. So, and she, of course, she wasn't there in the court to hear that. They didn't let her stay for the verdict to be rendered. She doesn't know why I'm guilty. She just knows that I am for being in the room when a bruise appeared. He is, by his own admission, diagnosed bipolar and refuses treatment and medication. This is the most wrong, and this is why perjury is on the table. Because the rest of it could have been just like her misreading and being emotional and stuff. This was taking something I said directly and putting it on paper as a lie. This is just straight up a lie. In the video, in the same video, Narcissism and Masochism Part 2, at around 25 minutes, I believe, I make the point that I fought because I was not diagnosed. So when they tried to hand me pills or something they didn't know I had, I, of course, told them it was baseless, and I dropped medication out of the equation because they knew they couldn't prove it without my doctor. Because no doctor saw me for bipolar disorder. If you don't have a disorder, guys, boys and girls, you don't have a disorder, you don't get prescriptions for that. Unless you take prescriptions from your parents that have conditions, like she did, but with the opiates from her dad's back surgery while she was pregnant. That's why she couldn't breastfeed, by the way. He has been making increasingly harassing and threatening videos. Threatening. There was the one threat she mentioned, and then me mentioning that I, in that video, protected her from rape. And Kate. Doesn't really apply here. And let's be honest, 80% or almost 90% of my videos, okay, 80, 80% is about lessons for my son. But unavoidably, because she's with him, that other 20% has to be about his mom. There's nothing I can do about that. She's with him. It's all he's gonna know and not understand the the logic gaps that she can't explain because she is so mentally unstable. And I try to get my friends to reach out to her and be there for her. I don't know that they are because everyone dropped me immediately. And now this stuff is true and all this stuff's coming out. Like I said before, there's never a good time to be right about stuff like this. Why would I want to be right about the fact that she's a liar? Why would I want to be right? Come on, people. People who went to work with me know what I was about. I was a good boss. I was a good worker. I defended women back then. Jesus Christ. For 4 weeks, she thinks that's how long I've been making videos. No. So it goes from the general death threat to anyone who hits my kid first. Then it goes to I've talked about her death and forgiving her standing on her grave or her parents' graves is actually what that comment was about, not her. Changing my relationship status from my actual widow, since Alyssa's not with me anymore. Why would I put her status on mine? My current status is widowed. Now single, though. Although, to be honest, I'd rather go celibate. This is a lot of drama, guys. Christ. Made a report with Leavenworth County Sheriff Deputy blah 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 blah. He has also sent and posted videos with sexually explicit content to or for 3-year-old child knowing I have to review them. Is that why would she have to? I don't know. So that was it. I age gated that video and I even the YouTube one. But then I realized it has a lot, especially 18 years or older. Part 2 had a lot to offer normal people who weren't my son. That's the reason why I started to I that is the video I decided to make everything public for full transparency. I wasn't hiding anything anymore. I will never. But it's the birds and the bees talk. Of course it's going to be sexually explicit. And it's my son who I have no secrets from. Since when is being a dad a crime? Oh yeah, when you're with Alyssa. I forgot. When I signed that, I was probably like tripping off all the drugs she used to give me. Every time I had a headache, she'd throw 2 pills at me. I was peeing blood for 6 months after we broke up. Every problem that we ever had as a couple, she thought she could throw drugs at. True story. I was peeing blood for our entire relationship because of that. So, abusing, molesting, interfering with the privacy or rights of protected persons. So now that is an interesting one when you build a case like this. Privacy. YouTube. A publicly traded entity cannot be private. You know who said that, Alyssa? Your mom. I have a screenshot when she said that while we were all living together. And she was talking about someone else. So I encourage you to please prove your mom wrong. Don't prove me wrong, because you're the one who said your privacy is being violated. Your mom says anything on Facebook is no longer private. And you seem to have no issues putting things in quotations against me, framing these little sayings from other people as if they were somehow wise and did apply to, in a general sense, to me, when I'm a very specific person. However, I did notice that you took your time to eventually get around to specifics when you sued, oh, me. The consequences for this will bleed over, unfortunately, because she signed next to the perjury line, and I can prove all that stuff is false right now. Where's my phone? And I'm only doing this because I've done this before. Every time we went to court, people, I sent her private emails detailing what my strategy would be before I ever get to the courtroom so that she could prepare and not look like a fool. Why? Chivalry, I guess. I don't want to make her look bad, even if I am going there with the intention to make her look bad. During our case, she always had heads up about what was going to happen, and she still lost 100%. I have all the emails still, all of them. Oh, there you go. That was the evidence video. Should I play it, or do you want to go back and watch it yourself? I don't know. So, what was the first thing she said? I threatened her specifically, and let's let that play for another 10 or 15 seconds. Touch my son. I dare you. I fucking dare you. In my presence. Do something I don't want. I'll kill you. There are no second thoughts. You're my family. And I'll fight for my family. I'll even fight family for my family. I help this child. You're not getting away with that. There's no law. No parent would disagree with that. No parent, let alone a judge. You fucked up. I never knew. I only hoped that you don't hit him. I never knew. He's sweet and innocent, and he never did anything wrong while we were all together. So I honestly don't doubt that he hasn't been hit. However, anyone who would do it right in front of me, yeah, I still feel the same way. Consistency, it's a beautiful thing when you're not a liar. And posterity, because I can go back and look at that with clarity because I posted it knowing what I was saying. And I knew I wouldn't just vaguely threaten everyone. No, I threatened people in a very specific instance where people hit my son first. Yeah, I'm going to hit you back. You don't